Hi everyone, it's Good Friday and welcome to today's devotional. So what's so good about Good Friday? Go back to biblical times. For Caiaphas the high priest, for the chief priests and the religious authorities of the day, maybe it was a good day because they had finally got rid of a troublesome nuisance, a so-called, in their view, so-called messianic pretender. Maybe for Pilate, as he was able to wash his hands of Jesus, a potential threat to Roman authority. I don't know what the devil was thinking, but I wouldn't mind betting that he was thinking along the lines that the Son of God was no longer a threat to his dominion, his rule. But what about for the disciples and the people whose lives Jesus had touched so powerfully over the 3 years? It wasn't a good day for them. The disciples were in fear of their lives, and all the people whose lives have been touched, their aspirations, their hopes and their dreams seem to have vanished in thin air. What about for Jesus? Would Jesus have described that day as a good day when only the previous evening he was agonizing, literally sweating drops of blood as he was pleading with the Father, not to go through with the mission, the agony of the mission that was before him? And I believe it was on the cross when he uttered those words, "It is finished." In his humanity, that was when Jesus finally knew that victory had been accomplished and his mission was complete. I came across a cartoon recently, two friends talking to each other. One says, "I hate the term Good Friday." The other says, "Why?" "Because that's the day they hanged my Lord on a tree." And the other friend says, "If you were going to be hanged that day and he volunteered willingly to take your place, what would you have felt?" And the guy says, "Well, I felt good." And the friend says, "Have a nice day." And that really is the essence of it, isn't it? Why is it a Good Friday? Because of that very reason. This is what as Isaiah 53 says in the Passion Translation. "He was the one who carried our sicknesses and endured the torment of our sufferings. It was because of our rebellious deeds that he was pierced, and because of our sins that he was crushed. He endured the punishment that made us whole, and in his wounding we found our healing." He came to pay a debt he didn't owe, because we owed a debt we couldn't pay. That's an anonymous quote, but such a powerful one, isn't it? And debt is a big problem in today's society. Imagine owing a debt that, even given eternity, if you were given eternity, all the time that there is in eternity to pay, you couldn't repay it. Imagine that. And that describes our sin, our rebellion, our failures, our mistakes. Everything that causes us to come up short of God's glory and his perfection. Now imagine if every bit of your debt was paid off. And not just your past debt, but your future debts as well. Imagine that. Because of the cross, you and I owe absolutely nothing. The debt of past sins cancelled. The debt of future sins cancelled. The debt of past mistakes and failures and shortcomings cancelled. The debt of future mistakes and failures and shortcomings cancelled. As Tiffany said in yesterday's devotional, these things are no longer ours to carry. And that's the cross, isn't it? And that's the extent of God's love. As someone has said, everything, imagine the sea of God's forgiveness, and our sins and our mistakes and our failures are cast in to the sea of God's forgiveness, to the sea of God's love, and a big sign has been put up there by God himself saying no fishing. On the cross, Jesus didn't just come to make God's love possible, but to make it visible. So, I'm going to finish with a poem. It's the picture of violence, yet the key to peace. A picture of suffering, yet the key to healing. A picture of death, yet the key to life. A picture of utter weakness, yet the key to power. A picture of capital punishment, yet the key to mercy and forgiveness. A picture of vicious hatred, yet the key to love. A picture of supreme shame, yet the Christian's supreme boast. May God bless you this Good Friday. May you have a good Friday and a great Easter. Bless you in Jesus' name.